Recently, I made a video talking about the 3 skills that you needed to actually grow and scale your business and to have something that's somewhat successful. And for me, successful is being able to make at least 10 grand a month from your business. I wanted to make a follow-up video because I think there's another skill that's very important as well. That's not that it's you can reach 10 grand a month without this skill, but having this skill pretty much negates 2 of the skills that I've talked about in those videos. If you haven't watched that video, I'd invite you to watch it because I do go in depth on these 3 skills and why having this trio of skill sets can really boost the amount of money you can make in your business. But those skills were marketing, sales, and service delivery. Now, today I want to talk about branding, more specifically personal branding. If you're able to build a personal brand, 2 of the skills that I mentioned in that video, which are marketing and sales, become pretty much not useless, but they're a lot less important, a lot less needed to grow a business. If you've ever bought a course, it's most likely from someone who you consume content from. Some guy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform you use, you've probably bought a course from that person because you've consumed so much content and you got to know the person and you're able to build some form of rapport with that person. Now, by creating a personal brand, you no longer need to cold call, send cold DMs, do any form of outreach whatsoever because everything is inverted now for you. People, they start coming towards you because they see you as an expert. They consume your content. They understand, okay, this person actually knows what they're talking about. I can trust them and I want to work with that person because I know their style. I know how they are. So I think having a personal brand can boost your business to incredible amounts. If you watch Alex Hormozzi's video, he basically says being able to get attention, getting eyeballs, is the new way of becoming a billionaire. And if you think about it, it's true. Think of Mr. Beast, Kylie Jenner. All those people are super young. And the reason why they're able to make so much money is because they have huge followings. If you're able to get a following of people, an audience, you can easily scale your business to crazy amounts. This is especially true if you're doing something online. If you're starting an offline business, this is not as important, but it's still important. So even if you're doing window cleaning, if you're known in the space of window cleaning in your area, you will be seen as the expert and people will come to you. They will start calling you as a business. And same thing for online. You know, let's say I make a course on how to start a service-based business. And I've been making videos for years and years. And then there's another guy who never posted any content whatsoever. He made his own course. He's as good as I am, but he has no content whatsoever. You've never heard of him, never seen him. You have no idea who he is as a person. And he's selling the course for, let's say, half the price that I'm selling it for. Who are you more likely to buy the course from? The guy that you spend hours and hours consuming his content, getting to know the person, knowing that you can actually trust them because they know what they're talking about? Or the random guy who sent you a DM on Facebook saying that he has a course on how to build a business? Obviously, you're going to go with me in this scenario, or the person who has content, who has a personal brand, because you've built that connection with that person. You know, you can trust them with whatever they're offering, you know, whether it be a course, coaching, or whatever it may be. If you have a personal brand, that will boost your income by incredible amounts. Think of it, you don't need to market anymore because your content is your marketing. You basically don't have to sell anymore because people are already sold on the idea of buying your services, buying your products, because they've come to that conclusion on their own. They came to you. It's like a car dealership, you know, when people come to the dealership, they're already somewhat sold on the idea that they want a car. Obviously, them, it's different. They have to push on maybe different models of cars, or maybe the person is just window shopping. But in your case, if you're selling anything that's online, any service, if the person directly contacts you, there's a very high chance that they're 90% sold on your service and all they need is that little push from you. So being able to have and build a personal brand is a skill that, although not necessarily required for success, which is 10 grand a month, is very good to have if you want to grow to those big numbers, 100 grand per month, $1 million per month. Now, one thing to realize about building a personal brand is that it takes years. It's not something you can do overnight. It's something where you have to work for free, basically, knowing that in the future, eventually, the free content that you're making will help you sell your future services, your future products. You have to be determined and you have to be able to persevere through You know, whether it be a couple of months, a year, 2 years, 3 years of making content and basically getting no attention from anyone. It's like me right now. I'm making these videos. I'm making one every day. And every day I have to spend half an hour filming and then an hour or two editing, making thumbnails. And I'm basically getting barely any views in my videos, barely any subscribers, but that's not what I'm chasing. What I'm trying to do is build my own personal brand and just show people what I'm capable of and what I've done already, and hopefully provide value to some of you in hopes that eventually maybe I can build it into something bigger and being able to build my own personal brand from that audience. So if you have an online business or any type of business, the number one way you can distinguish yourself from everyone else is to start making content on whatever you're selling. It can literally be anything. Any service that you're thinking of delivering, if you make content about it, you will eventually get a shit ton of clients from just people consuming your content. You know, even if you're giving piano lessons, like stuff like that, start making content online on how you go through the process of learning how to play piano. People will watch your videos, they'll learn, and be like, okay, this person can actually teach well. They know what they're talking about. I'd like to have a online consultation with this person. And then now you can sell coaching services online rather than your competitor who's only working local and he's taking a couple of classes per week. You know, like personal trainers. Yeah, you can be a personal trainer in your local gym, or you can start making content on everything that's around that topic, and eventually you get a following and people will start booking calls with you to get that information from you. So building a personal brand is basically like having a magnet that attracts customers towards you. You don't even have to work for them anymore. Now, obviously, yeah, you do have to work initially, like make the content, make the videos. It doesn't have to be YouTube, it doesn't have to be TikTok or whatever. Whatever, the way I see it is, that's another question I could ask. Like, what's the best platform? Where should I post my content? You know, should I make a blog? Should I do videos? Should I make TikToks? The way I see it, do what you enjoy doing. If you feel like doing a podcast, like you don't like to be on camera, you make a podcast. If you enjoy being in front of the camera, then make YouTube videos. If you want to do short form videos and make TikToks, you know, whatever platform you use the most and you're the most comfortable with, that's the one you should go with and start making content on that. And eventually, like over the course of a couple of months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, you will have a following that's big enough that whenever you release a product or a service, people, they will trust you. They'll know that you're not a scammer, you're actually delivering on whatever service that you're offering. So if it's a course, they'll know, okay, this is a good course. If it's consultation calls, they'll be like, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. I can trust, I can take their advice and actually know that this advice will have an impact on my life. So yeah, I think that's another skill that's very important to have that I maybe forgot to mention in the other video. However, I feel like this skill is not necessarily needed to reach the 10 grand a month, but past the 10 grand a month, to reach those really 6-figure a month numbers, then obviously you do need a personal brand. It's going to be so much easier for you, and it's what I believe the way to go. So yeah, that's going to be all for today's video. Hope you guys learned something new, and see you on the next one.